Yo, welcome back to my channel. Listen, I'm so glad that y'all here. I'm so glad that y'all back. Listen, Friday is Valentine's Day. What y'all got planned? What you got going on? Hop in the comments. Let me know what you got going on. Let me know what you planning to do. And I was on TikTok and, people were talking about how they spending Valentine's Day and all that stuff. And on TikTok right now, there is like this small, kind of back and forth between the men and the women of whether Valentine's Day is for the men or Valentine's Day is for the women. It was some girl, she had kind of went viral and she was talking about how, Valentine's Day is not supposed to be for the men, it's supposed to be for the women only. And Sweetest Day is supposed to be for the men. And so it was a lot of guys who were, going back and forth like, yo, can we get in on it too? Valentine's Day should be a day of love, celebrated to and for both people. You know what I'm saying? And I was thinking about that. Like, I'm gonna be honest, I've never heard that. Like, of course, in my city, I think Sweetest Day is regional. Sweetest Day is regional. I think it's in September or October, or something like that. But I was always under the impression that Valentine's Day was for the man and the woman. And maybe I thought like that because for me, Valentine's Day is my birthday. So I've always thought like Valentine's Day, was a day that I was supposed to be celebrating because I guess it's for my birthday. So I didn't know like there was this gender appointed holiday, but I've always thought Valentine's Day was a day where both people is to be celebrated, both people in the relationship. And maybe I don't know is because I'm gonna be honest, like I've never had a Valentine's Day. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy because, when people ask me, what my birthday is, and or if I tell them, my birthday is February 14th, they be like, oh my God, that must be really good. Listen, it is not. And the reason I said is because I've never had a Valentine's Day. And when I say I've never had a Valentine's Day, like I've never had a Valentine. So I haven't had a good Valentine's Day, nor have I had a bad one because I've never had a Valentine. You know what I'm saying? So like, I don't know what that feels like. I don't know what that feels like to have a Valentine, or to experience Valentine's Day along with my birthday. Now, even with my birthday, because I'm not one of those guys that's even big on my own birthday. And I know that may be, crazy to hear, but even on my birthday is chill. And sadly enough, like that is the sentiment of a lot of people. That is the sentiment of a lot of singles saying that they don't know what it is to be celebrated in the spirit of love for Valentine's Day. And y'all, I hate that for us. Like, I really do hate that for us. And it made me think like, listen, I'm a hopeless romantic. Y'all know I say that all the time, or hopeful romantic. Like I am a guy, I love the whole nature and just the being of romance. Like I love the songs, the movies. That's just who I am. I love the whole story of guy meets girl, girl likes guy and girl live happily ever after. I like stuff like that. It's funny because this girl at my job, she didn't know my birthday was February 14th. And so last week she was just like, your birthday February 14th? On Valentine's Day? And I was like, yeah. She was like, that's why you are how you are. She was like, you are such a lover boy. And I am. I can't help it. You know what I'm saying? But I can't help to think like if I was to have a Valentine, like if there was a girl in my life and, we have been rocking for a while or a girl that I was involved in, if I was to have a Valentine, I think the number one thing I would do is, of course, I would ask her. And it's crazy because along with social media, along with, being friends who, with a couple of my female friends, I have learned that women take being actually asked to be a guy's Valentine's. They take that serious. And I was telling the guys on TikTok, like, man, if you got a girl, even if y'all been together for a while, bro, ask they're going to be a Valentine. Don't just be having her assuming like, okay, man, you already know we might, man, ask that girl. And and it's crazy because I'm seeing all of these, Valentine Day proposals on social media where the guys are, finding creative ways to, ask their girlfriend or to ask their crush to be their Valentine. And bro, I love it. I love it. Like it has been simple from, one guy, he got his girlfriend a Starbucks drink, and on the drink, it says, will you be my Valentine? There was one guy, he got his girlfriend some wings, and on the box, he wrote, will you be my Valentine? I love all that. I love the bros that put it on for their woman. You know what I'm saying? Now, I will say it does make me, kind of think like if a lot of this is performance because of social media. And it does kind of make me think about like, before, we had like TikTok and all of this Instagram, like was asking your girlfriend the thing. I don't know because I never had a Valentine, you know what I'm saying? But, it kind of makes me think about that, but I love to see it. Like I love seeing women being celebrated. You know what I'm saying? I love to see the men step up. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing wrong with showing your lady, that she deserves, because if you got a good woman, she do. Number two, if I had a Valentine's, what I would do from there, I would reserve immediately. Like if you're taking that woman out to eat, I would reserve immediately. And the only reason I'm saying this is because my birthday is Valentine's Day, and I have searched high and low. I'm meeting up with this, particular girl for dinner. Super casual, is nothing. We just friends, ain't nothing crazy about it. And I was, trying to make reservations for us, and like every fancy fine dining restaurant in the city, reservations were booked up. And I'm like, Mark, this is definitely a lesson, because next year when I got somebody, I'm making those reservations 2 months in advance. Every restaurant in the city, like the only thing that's open is the local Joe's Crab Shop and Go, or 7-Eleven or something. You know what I'm saying? And then number three, I talked about this on TikTok. Like I, along with many other guys, like I love cologne. Like I love cologne. I love smelling good. One of the things that I always wanted to do, and I talked about this on TikTok, like I always wanted to do a pre-Valentine's cologne date and perfume date with my lady, meaning a week before Valentine's Day, where we meet up probably for lunch, and then after lunch, we go test and smell out different perfumes and colognes. And what we would do, we would pick out what cologne and what perfume we would want the other one to wear for the Valentine's Day dinner. Like I will pick the perfume for her. She will pick the cologne for me. A week is long enough because it kind of gives me a little time to forget about what the cologne smell like. And then when I smell it again in a week at the Valentine's Day dinner, I'm wowed all over again. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I would love to do that. And then number four, what I would do, if I had a Valentine's Day, I would make a playlist. Like I encourage men all the time, like, make a playlist. Just make a love playlist, just because. Send that woman some love songs, you know what I'm saying? So when y'all riding the car, you know what I'm saying? I love love. I literally made a random romantic playlist like a couple years ago, and I still play it today. The playlist is called A Lover's Fantasy. And I literally just play it. And I used to drive Uber like 2 years ago. And every time I would play it, I would sometimes play a song. Somebody would always get in my car and be like, man, what song is that? Oh, this is, oh my God. Like they would always ask me, what song am I playing? Because the playlist was fire, So much was wishful thinking. But I will say I am seeing a whole lot of people celebrate Galentine's. And there was some conversation on TikTok about that, because a lot of people were feeling like, Galentine is, I guess, is when, a bunch of, is when, women get together with single women get together with their other single girlfriends, and they exchange gifts, they exchange perfumes. And I think there were a lot of like guys, that were having problems, a problem with that, because they were feeling like it was taken away from the actual meaning of, Valentine's Day, which is, celebrating the love between you and your significant other. And I can definitely see that perspective, because we have been taught that Valentine's Day is to be about you and your significant other. But my thing is, I will say, if you don't have a significant other, you still can celebrate love. You still can celebrate love. I've been single most of my life, and my aunt that raised me, I always buy her, a lot of every year, a small teddy bear, and her favorite, heart shaped candies. She loved turtles. I always do it every year because I love mine. You know what I'm saying? She's the woman in my life right now, right? And so I just think it's cool to celebrate people that you love. It's almost like the whole thing with Thanksgiving and versus a Friendsgiving, where it's like, if you don't want to go to dinner with the people that the family that you were born into, go make your own family. And so now it's funny because I always wanted to have a Friendsgiving. I have a friend in Atlanta, him and his wife, they got a nice big old house. And I always was like, y'all need to have a Friendsgiving. You know what I'm saying? Because, his wife, she does really good cooking and all this stuff. I always wanted them to do that. And they still haven't done it yet. I always wanted to experience Friendsgiving. And so, a lot of people may feel like, that may be the equivalent of Valentine's Day with Valentine's Day, But I don't know. I would just say celebrate love all around. And when you celebrate love, don't forget self-love. Like I really want all of us to experience a happy, healthy love. I want all of us to have, the love that we deserve. I want all of us to experience the type of love where the women are being asked to be the Valentines, and us men, we are stepping up, because the reality of it is, y'all, man, there are so many good single people out here, good single Christian people out here, and we're missing each other. Like there is such a disconnect with just why the good people just can't get together. And I said this on TikTok, like it's time for the good people to match up with the good people. Like it's time out for you being a woman of God, and but you want a 9 to 5 thug who's also a deacon down at the church and he hood. I mean, it's time out for you being a man of God, but you want the Instagram batting, you want her to have the appearance of a whore. You know, it's just time out for all that. You know what I'm saying? But it's time for the good people to get with the good people, and after a while, you mature. It's like I know I'm a good man. Like, you know, I know that at my core, and I said this before, I'm goodness. Like I say all the time, I'm a good brother. If you get me, you got somebody. But it's just like, why are the good people, why are we not meeting? You know what I'm saying? Why are we not reaching each other? For a lot of us, our singleness has been a lifelong journey. But I don't know. Listen, this Valentine's Day, if you don't have nobody, if you're by yourself, still still celebrate with your girlfriends, which with yourself, you know, take yourself out, still do all of that. And like I say, next year I pray the situation is different for both of us. I do.